What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I'm back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am talking my weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 131 to the best of my knowledge. And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023. And here we are. It's pretty much what, week 131. Now, if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link should be pinned at the top of the comment section. And it's free to sign up. Or, of course, you know, we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, you name it. And if I didn't say it in the beginning, definitely hit the like button and sub up. But enough rambling, let's just get to this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, y'all know I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday. So for this one, it's gonna be Saturday and Sunday, right? Okay, so you know what that means. The kid was pretty much in the house the entire weekend, which I'm not mad, man. I needed a break and I just need to relax and I needed a rest. So pretty much Saturday and Sunday, Yeezy Slides, my old faithful. At best, I probably just ran to, you know, a few convenience stores here and there just within the area. And of course, check the mailbox, man. Now, these are my old favorites I brought back in 2021. And that just shows you the durabilities on these. Now, do they get dirty very quickly? Yes, but pretty much if you look up any review on the pretty much Yeezy Slide Pure, which is what these are, everybody says these are a dirt magnet. Now, that's a gift and a curse too, because I guess maybe this shows how really maybe I'm not as clean as I thought I was, but anybody else that ever seen me like would swear I'm OCD. So I don't know. These right here, I'm telling you, one wear, you're gonna know, right? Okay, but at the end of the day, they are still super duper comfortable and arguably one of my favorite shoes in my collection, even though I'm slowly, you know, burning the rubber, so to speak, on these right here. You know what I'm saying? I guess you can say this, well, it's foam, but it kind of gives me rubber vibes, but it's not really rubber because rubber would be more like, I guess you can say like elastic, so these aren't it, but still kind of slowly just, I guess you can say burning the foam, so to speak, on these. But this was my Saturday and Sunday shoe, was a Yeezy Slide Pure. Cool, now we're gonna move right along on to Monday. The kid right back to work. Y'all know I work a full-time job, so pretty much right back to work, and I aim for comfort this week, and I stepped in none other than the Yeezy 350 V2, and these are the red stripe joints, right? Okay, now I do think I paid resale for these, but I didn't play that crazy resale price. Once they did a restock on these, and then, you know, I tried my fate, and then I just went for these on the resale market, but I will say this, Yeezy 350 V2s is kind of one of those shoes where everybody used to scream comfort, comfort, comfort back in the day. For me personally, it took a minute to break mine in, but now I will say they are comfortable. But will I say they're more comfortable than a Nike or Air Jordan? That's debatable all day long in my opinion, even though they do have the boost that used to be, this used to be a big deal. This whole thing used to be a big deal when people used to do the boost or air. But at the end of the day, man, I think it's just kind of a preference. And even when I showed up, my coworker was like, oh, you're not in Jordans today? So, you know, every now and then I got to switch it up. So this was my Monday shoe, Yeezy 350 V2 Red Stripe. Cool. Want to move right along on to Tuesday. Now, I really did aim for comfort on this one. So I will say when I go with that arguing about what is the most comfortable shoe, this one right here always takes the cake for me. And it could be because it's just thicker. Pause. And I'm talking none other than the Yeezy Wave Runner, right? Okay, now this is Adidas joints, right? You know, I know he's not on Adidas anymore, and I don't think he's been on Adidas since 2022. I'm not mistaken, but I'm not gonna be the guy trying to burn my Yeezys up, man, because that's just like me putting my money on fire. No, I'm still gonna get my money's worth. And yeah, these feature 3M, and I will say this, it's one of those shoes, it was definitely during those dad wave buys, but I don't regret these, and this is arguably one of my favorite shoes in my collection that I don't wear enough, but I could arguably probably wear the shoe every day and probably have no issues, right? Okay, but I actually really do like these guys, and I would say out of the whole Yeezy like Boost / Adidas Boost Wave, I think this one right here is the king right here. I think this one has the most boost where I can really feel the difference, so to speak. And you know, with this extra thick layer, it makes it seem like I'm almost taller too. So overall, yeah, I don't regret this purchase at all. I did have to pay resale, but this was before resale started going through the roof, right? Okay. But yeah, one of my favorites in my collection, and this is my Tuesday shoe, was the Yeezy Wave Runner, right? Okay. Yeah, cool. Now we're gonna move right along to Wednesday. At this point, it did call for rain in my area, so I like to dress accordingly. So I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I picked up a shoe that is technically anticipated to drop again this year, and I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 11, the Gammas, right? Okay, super duper dope shoe. One of my favorites in my collection. As you can see, mine are still dirty, but as we do get a high leather patent cut version, I'll probably pick up that one. But until then, these are still, I'm gonna be rocking on the regular right here. I think this is a very, very versatile shoe. Even though it kind of doesn't look like it, but with majority of it being all black, I actually get a lot of fits off of this, and this actually works with a lot of fits that I didn't even think would normally work with, right? Okay, but luckily, yeah, this is what I wore on pretty much Wednesday, right? Okay, because that rain, it was kind of like, yeah, it came down, and I'm not mad at it because I don't know about in you guys' area, but we've been getting a lot of like heat waves, right? Okay, so when the rain does come through, one of the things that kind of temporarily helps cool down the heat is the rain. Now, it doesn't mean it doesn't turn back up the next day, but yeah, I like the temporary cool off. It kind of helps. But anyway, this was my Wednesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 11, and these are the Gammas. Cool. Now they're gonna move right on to Thursday. Pretty much, kid just wanted to kind of chill out and relax. You know, it's the day before the 4th, so you know what I'm saying? Like, we were trying to prep for the 4th as I get ready to chill with family, this and the third. So I brought up pretty much wearing one of my like recent pickups that I really don't wear enough, but then again, it is a new recent pickup, and I'm talking none other than the Diamond Turfs. Now these are quote unquote the 49ers, but we can debate all day of calling these the Atlantas. But either way, a shoe that dropped in January that I end up, like, I'm not gonna say skipping, but I didn't think people were gonna go crazy for these, and I thought I was gonna catch them on sale. Boy, was I wrong. But anyway, this is a shoe, y'all know I wear my flap like pretty much open right here. I always do this with any shoe that kind of has this type of style. I like to kind of expose the shoestrings. Like, if you think of a shoe, we can think of the Air Jordan 8s. Like, if it has a flap that you can kind of leave open, I do that, right? So pretty much 8s, I do that if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Because I got like, I don't know how many 8s, but yeah, I can think of that right here. But salutes to Dion, man. And I like to see that they have like pretty much Diamond Turf. And of course, just obviously just paying homage to Deion Sanders, man, as he's one of the GOATs, a part of the game, man, because he was the best of both worlds as he played baseball and football. But this was my Thursday shoe, was the Nike, this is the Diamond Turfs, right? Okay, so pretty much, yeah, we can say 49ers. What do you say? Sound up in the comment section. Do you say these are the 49ers, or do you say these are the Atlantas technically? Cool. So pretty much we're gonna move right along onto Friday, which was July 4th. So I was kicking it with the fam, kind of had some barbecue, enjoying just the outing, right? Just getting a break from just work for once, man. So, I mean, we have been having some days off, but you know, when you get those freebies, why not take them? And I stepped in none other than a shoe that I feel like probably should be more towards spring/winter time, but I brought them out for the summertime, and I'm talking the Air Jordan 6 Travis Scott Olives, right? Okay. Now, one thing that I'm gonna do probably eventually, if I don't do it soon, I'm gonna swap the laces for the yellow laces, but probably won't be this time, because if y'all know anything about me and sneakers, one of my pet peeves, which is a gift and a curse, while it does look nice, that's not my favorite thing to do, is to sit around and lace a sneaker. I've done lace tutorials and this and the third, but usually when I get the laces, I'm hoping they're already come where I can just loose them up. But at the end of the day, you can say maybe it's lazy, but I mean, the kid be having a busy schedule, but these are still arguably one of my favorites in my collection. I remember when these were dropped and people went crazy for these right here, but pretty much this was my Friday shoe, was the Air Jordan 6 Travis Scott Olives. All right, man, cool. So this completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week, man. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week as well. I do my very, very best to stay on top of the comment section and read and respond to everybody. Other than that, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I make content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.